Neighbours boss Jason Harbison reveals hopeful plans for the show's future ahead of emotional finale. For fans of Neighbours, it's been an emotional few years. From its initial axing in 2022 to a dramatic revival on Amazon Freevee in 2023, and now facing cancellation once again, the iconic Australian soap has endured a turbulent ride. Yet, as the current chapter comes to an end, executive producer Jason Harbison has offered a surprising and welcome twist. Neighbours may not be gone forever. Speaking candidly in a new interview with TV Tonight, Harbison has confirmed that the show's upcoming finale will be open-ended, by design, allowing room for a potential future return. There is absolutely that possibility, he teased, sparking fresh hope among die-hard fans. It is very much open-ended as to how it might come back one day. A show that refused to stay down. Neighbours has long been a cornerstone of both Australian and British television. Launched in 1985, it introduced audiences to the fictional suburb of Erinsborough and became a breeding ground for stars including Kylie Minogue, Guy Pearce, and Margot Robbie. Its themes of community, love, family, and resilience resonated across generations. In 2022, when the show was cancelled after nearly 9,000 episodes, many assumed it was the end of an era. The news triggered a global outpouring of grief, with longtime fans and former cast members expressing deep sorrow over its demise. A widely publicized farewell episode brought back familiar faces and closed the curtain on what many believed would be the final act. But then came a twist worthy of a soap opera plot. In a surprise move, Amazon stepped in to resurrect Neighbours, commissioning a 2-year revival on its free streaming service, Freevee. The comeback was warmly received, proving the enduring appeal of Ramsay Street's charm. However, despite the love, the new iteration struggled to maintain its momentum in the increasingly competitive streaming landscape. Earlier this year, Amazon announced it would not be renewing the show, effectively cancelling it once again. The end, or just another cliffhanger? As production draws to a close this week, Harbison and his creative team are preparing for what they hope will be a satisfying send-off. But unlike the previous finale, this time there's a deliberate choice to keep the door ajar. Harbison explained that the decision to leave things unresolved was not accidental. "It'll make more sense when we get there, as to why I've gone the way I've gone," he said, suggesting that the final scenes will hint at possibilities rather than draw a hard line under the show's legacy. "We're not necessarily saying goodbye forever," he added. "There are definite ways that the show could return in the future. Rethinking the format, a future beyond the traditional soap." One of the most intriguing elements of Harbison's vision for the future of Neighbours is his willingness to reimagine what form the show might take if it were to return. While the revival maintained the traditional format, 5 half-hour episodes per week with a familiar storytelling rhythm, the next incarnation might look very different. "It could be anything. It really could," Harbison said. "Maybe it is less episodes, maybe it is a shorter run, maybe it is shorter seasons, maybe it is telemovies, origin stories. All of these things are things that we talk about." This adaptive approach suggests that the heart of Neighbours, its characters, its setting, its emotional warmth, could live on in fresh and creative ways. For instance, standalone specials focused on beloved characters, flashbacks to iconic storylines, or even spin-offs exploring new generations of Erinsborough residents could offer a way forward. Such flexibility reflects the current evolution in television viewing habits. With streaming services prioritizing limited series, anthologies, and character-driven arcs over the traditional long-running soap format, Neighbours may find its best shot at survival in reinvention rather than replication without losing the heart. Though change may be inevitable, one thing Harbison seems determined to protect is the core spirit of the show. "When we came back, in 2023, we basically returned pretty much the same," he noted. "The narrative and the storyline, and I guess the overall tone and model of the show, was pretty much the same. All I'm really saying is, it doesn't have to be." This comment underscores an important truth. While formats can evolve, the soul of Neighbours, its sense of community, its emotional accessibility, its generational storytelling, is what fans truly cherish. Whatever shape a future revival may take, preserving those emotional truths will likely be key to its success. The emotional weight of another goodbye. As the team wraps production this week and fans prepare for the final episode airing on December 11th in both Australia and the UK, the emotional gravity is undeniable. The cast and crew, many of whom have been with the show for years if not decades, are saying goodbye once more, albeit with more hope than before. Behind the scenes, there's a mix of sadness and pride. The cast is aware of the cultural legacy they've been part of, and there's a shared understanding that they're creating something that could yet inspire another chapter. There's something really powerful about leaving people wanting more, said one insider. If this is goodbye, it's one we're handling with love. But if it's just, see you later, we'll be ready. The fans. Still the heart of Ramsay Street. Ultimately, the fate of Neighbours may rest in the hands of its fans. Their loyalty, their social media campaigns, their heartfelt tributes, and their continued engagement played a significant role in reviving the series the first time. It's not unthinkable that another groundswell of support, or a creative broadcaster looking for legacy content with emotional weight, could breathe life into another version of the show. Jason Herbison's message to fans is clear: don't give up hope. Yes, we're winding up this chapter, he said. But the story of Neighbours, of Erinsborough, of Ramsay Street, it isn't over. Not completely. A legacy that lives on. Whether Neighbours returns in 6 months, 6 years, or never again, its place in television history is secure. It has shaped pop culture, launched careers, and given millions a place to escape to. A place where neighbors truly do become good friends. As December 11th approaches, fans will be watching not just for closure, but for clues. Those subtle breadcrumbs left by Herbison and his team that may one day lead back to the cul-de-sac that stole our hearts.